Hi guys, it's me, Sam here today, and today we are going to be talking about Pat McGrath and Bridgerton. I have the palette and I also have the blush palette. I also picked up one of her artistry wands and we are going to create this look here. If you are interested in seeing that, be sure to continue watching. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Sam. I am a makeup enthusiast. Makeup is my therapy, and if you feel the same way, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can come back and see more videos with me. So I am a fan of Bridgerton. I have to be honest, typically I don't watch too many period pieces, but a friend of mine recommended it. I watched it, fell in love. That Regency page, oh, to die for. But anyways, no, not but anyways, have you guys seen the Instagram ad for the app Calm with his voice? That every time it comes up on my stories makes me want to spend unnecessary money on purchasing that app. And I don't know if you're feeling me. If you've seen that and you've been tempted, please be sure to let me know in the comments below, because I am feel like I'm the only one seeing that. But anyway, in regards to the palette is a 6-pound palette with a cardboard packaging, and yeah, it was made in Italy as opposed to her previous cardboard packaging. I did take out my Mothership Rose, what is it called? Rose Decadence palette, and they both have the cardboard packaging. They're about the same size, but you can see as far as thickness, the Rose Decadence is thicker. And this one was made in the USA. I don't know. I know a lot of people were thinking the same thing I was thinking. The pans are smaller. They're smaller than they were in the last 6-pan palettes. And I know that some people were saying that because these were made in Italy, that it makes sense that they probably cost more to make, and so it was still worth the money for the $65 for the palette. That might be true. I picked it up mostly because of the Bridgerton name on it, to be 100% honest. But I do want to mention, I did take out a palette I got for Christmas that I haven't used yet, but this is the Celestial Odyssey Luxe Quad Deep Space Divinity, and this one was made in the USA, and it has the smaller pans as well. I do have another quad, and they have the same size pan that's in the Rose Decadence, and these ones were made in the USA, and there's no astral shade in here, so I don't know how much truth it is to the fact that the price is up on this and the pans are smaller, to the fact that there's an astral shade and it was made in Italy. It is possible. I could definitely see that it's going to cost a little bit more, but it does have like a matte finish. Like, I don't know, I feel like I would prefer this glossy finish over the matte finish just because of ease of cleaning. I do like that it's a little bit slimmer. There's some big differences. There's pluses and minuses, and you kind of have to weigh in what you think is worth it. Again, I purchased it because of the Bridgerton name, but I prefer this gloss finish on her other palette than as opposed to this matte finish. And I think the Christmas one though had a matte finish like this, and it has the blue, which makes me think of Daphne because she wore blue a ton in that first season. But it definitely has like the Pat McGrath roses and the very busy designs on it, which is not my favorite aesthetic, but she does that in all of her palettes, so like it's not out of the norm for her. The palette is called, I should have gotten into that. The palette is called Diamond of the First Water, and basically the whole first season of Bridgerton, if you haven't watched it, is basically it's the season where all the little new gents and debutantes become eligible to be married, and so everybody's just trying to find the best suitor. And so the queen kind of names one of the debutantes the diamond of the first water. So it's like this is the girl that everybody should be vying for. And she names Daphne the diamond of the first water. And she says to her when she sees her on her debut, which is the little message in here, flawless, my dear, which is so cute. Now we have 6 shades in here, and the names of the shades are Regency Blue, Art of the Swoon, which is the name of the one of the episodes, and Iconic Ingenue, which is this highlight shade. Then we have here Love Match, which we know that Daphne's parents were a love match. And we have the Duchess Divinity and Plum Regalia. And as you can see, there's like bee embossings. Now, if you know me outside of YouTube, I am the worst person to watch anything with because I read every spoiler before I watch anything. I just have like crazy anxiety and I don't like not knowing. And so even though in the show it doesn't mention anything about the bees specifically, the books mention that the father died from a bee sting. So I don't know if that's what they're referencing here in the palette. It kind of sounds a little morbid, but for the readers out there, they'll probably be excited to see that they kind of show that. So let's just get into some of the details on the blush palette real quick, and then we'll just do some swatches. The blush palette has 2 blushes and 1 highlighter. This is in the Amber Allure trio from the holiday, and I didn't get that one because it came with Love Struck and Paradise Venus, which I already have in singles, so I didn't want to spend the money then. But since this one had 2 different shades that I do not have, I did purchase it. And this one is Nymphet, and this is Cherish. Yes. And there's no like cute little saying or anything in here, but it does kind of have that cute vibe that makes you think of Daphne. And yeah, let's get into the swatches. Let's swatch the blushes first because we're going to save the best for last, right? So this is Cherish. And I'm trying to get a good amount of this one because it's light. Nymphet. And then the highlighter is called Venus Nectar. And that's what she looks like. Now going into the eyeshadow. Iconic Ingenue, which is the highlight shade, and that one is described as an opalescent pink champagne. Then we have Art of the Swoon, which is a pastel pink satin matte, I think that's what it's called. Regency Blue, which is the astral shade. It's an iridescent blue. Plum Regalia. And that's a velvety plum taupe matte. This one is Duchess Divinity, and that is a plum platinum metallic. Beautiful. And then last but not least is Love Match, which is a rose berry satin matte. I have to say, like, my favorite shades are basically all the shimmers in this. My least 2 favorite shades are these satin mattes, because I feel like we've seen shades similar to that before. Maybe not with Pat McGrath, but just in general we see lots of pinks. But I love this metallic, the blue astral shade, and this highlight shade. And then I did want to, like, I went through some of my indie shadows, and I don't have the largest indie shadow collection, but the closest things I could find was Counting Stars from Terra Moon. And again, it's close, it's not exact, so it has like a little bit more of a green in there, and so that's why I don't think it's quite exact. But one that's a little bit closer that I have is from Glam Shop, and I feel like they changed their names on their site, so I'm not really sure, but this says Dua Lika. I'll show you the back of it so you can see, and this one's pretty similar. I will swatch Astral on the Regency shade down here so you can see them all together. And that's the Pat McGrath. So they're not exactly the same, but they definitely have a similar vibe, mostly these two. This one's pretty close. That's the, you know, those are the only close ones I have. And like I said, I don't have the most indie single eyeshadows, but I'm sure if you have way more than me, you probably have a lot more options. So if you want to see me use all of the shades on my eye, I used all 6 shades, and I put both blushes and the highlight on. So continue watching. Alright, so the first shade I want to go into is this one right here, which is a Love Match. And I'm a little sad to dip into this little bee. He's so cute. Alright, let's, moment of truth. I'm going to put this in my crease. I like the shade. I really enjoy how that looks. I'm going to actually put it all over the lid. I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to use a more like shader brush, just because I feel like I want to put it on my lid, and that last brush just wasn't doing it. Alright, and I'm going to take the lighter shade Art of the Swoon, and I'm just going to kind of blend out the edges to make it like softer. So definitely made the transition nice and soft, bringing a little bit more of the darker shade in, just so we don't lose it. Alright, so I think the next thing I want to do is take the Plum Regalia shade with like a kind of angled brush, if I can find one, and kind of like line the lash line. Hi guys, you see what I'm doing? I'm just creating slight definition, but I don't want to take away from the pink by turning it all very plummy, so I'm just gonna do kind of like a little faux wing. Alright, and then I want to take this middle shade here, which is Duchess Divinity, and put that in the center of the lid, which I think is quite pretty. I'm going to take the Love Match and just kind of blend it. Alright, so for the part of the look I'm so super excited about, because I picked up the Intensifies, like impossible to show you guys. It's the Intensify Artistry wand. I've been wanting to try this for a while, but it was like out of stock, and then when they would get in stock it would sell out really quickly. So it kind of has this like clicky mechanism here, and I'm just gonna, feels nice and tacky. Alright guys, moment of truth. We're gonna How am I going to angle this? I'm going to angle it like this. And I'm just swiping over the inner third of my eye. And then we're going to take that astral shade in Regency blue and apply that. I'm going to take Plum Regalia and just kind of blend the two, tapping. I think that looks super pretty. All right, and then for the final touch on the lid, I'm going to take that shade here, the highlight shade called Iconic Ingenue, and put that in here. For the lower lash line, I think I'm going to take the Plum Regalia. All right, I'm going to stamp it, kind of. I don't know why my skin looks so dry right there, but the eyeshadows don't seem to mind that my skin is shitty, so that is a bonus. And then I'm going to put the astral shade underneath there. And I applied some of the primer. I did get some glitter particles around, but it doesn't look bad. I can easily wipe that away. All right, so I'm going to make the other eye magically match, and then we'll be trying out these blushes. All right, I was feeling kind of fancy and I put on lashes and I finished my brows, and I think the look really looks pretty. So now we're going to get into the blush palette, and I think the first shade I want to go into is this center one called Nymphette. Kind of put that all over. I saw it in one of her IG tutorials. I'm kind of like going with this one first and then layer the other shade over top. So I kind of want to try that. It's very light, but it is showing up. You kind of see like it has like a glow. This is like really pretty for like a no makeup kind of day, like if you just want to have like a very simple glow, because it definitely shows up, but it's just like super subtle. All right, and now we're gonna go into Cherish, the bright pink, and kind of put that in the front. It definitely ties in the look. Put a little on my nose and a little on my forehead because I can't help myself. Alright, I think that looks super nice. I'm gonna go in now with the highlighter, which I'm really excited about because this is the highlighter I wanted in the Christmas Amber Allure palette, and I didn't get it because I already had the blushes that came in that one. I didn't want to like, I felt like it was stupid of me to buy twice. Damn, that is pretty. And it packs on quick. Like I didn't really think about it. I was like boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, oh wait, forget it's Pat McGrath. Like, that is stunning. I wish that came like in a single. Just because I know myself and I know I don't reach for palettes that much, but it looks super pretty. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Alright, that is really nice. Okay. I am going to fix my hair and then I will tell you my thought. Alright, so this is the final look and let's go over the things that I purchased. I want to talk about the face palette first. I'm really happy that I made the purchase to get this face palette because I do feel like the blushes are really unique to my collection. They actually look really pretty on me. Honestly, I didn't pick up this shade when they did the singles because I thought it was too light, and I didn't pick up this shade because I wasn't sure if I would wear a pink like this. But I'm really happy that I have it now because I do feel like it does look good. It gave me an opportunity to try it, and I really wanted this highlighter. I was super disappointed when she released the Amber Allure palette at Christmas because it included this highlighter, but it also included Paradise Venus, and it included Love Struck, and I have both of those blushes, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay, you know, $50 something. I'm not gonna pay $52 for a trio and only really get one new product out of it. So yeah, I'm really excited that this came with the set. Really pleased with that. As far as the I'm gonna save the palette for last. I really like this Intensifies Artistry one. I think this was a great primer. This was like one of the first times I used a primer with the Astral shades that didn't have that much follow. Like, I did get a little bit of follow, but like nothing compared to when I used my regular eyeshadow primer. So this was really cool. I also like that it's in a pen form and you can kind of swipe it over the lid as opposed to, you know, a glitter glue that you dab on with your finger or you paint it with a brush, just because I feel like it's a little less messy. So I'm really happy that I picked this up. And then as far as the palette goes, I do feel like the shadows performed well, but if I'm being completely honest, like as far as a satin matte or whatever these shades are supposed to be, they're not my favorite. I feel like I have pinks like that in my collection, and I prefer a more traditional matte over these like satins. I think it's really pretty and they do work, but they just require more buildup. They're just very soft. If you're of a lighter complexion, you probably will love that, but I don't want to just spend the whole day building up shadows, and then also you can just blend it into nothing after a while. And the Astral shade is absolutely gorgeous. I think the packaging is really cute on both the blush palette and the little eyeshadow palette. I think it's super cute. It screams Daphne, which, you know, is what this is really all about. And yeah, I'm really happy I picked this up. I am kind of now considering the other two highlighters. I was like hesitant, but I saw a demo with her using the gold one, the Extreme Gold, as an eyeshadow, and I was like, oh, I kind of really want that. So I'm considering that with this waitlist situation that we can get our hands on it. And yeah, if this video was helpful to you, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's fine too. And until next time, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Have a good day.